Hey everybody, this is Doug at Maximum Wealth. Thank you for joining us today. We continually get calls about this subject, and we decided to make a video on it to put out there for people to be able to look at this, to understand it better. The question is, do we buy a home, or do we rent an apartment, or do we rent a house? And so what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of walk through it. There are emotional issues with this. There are financial issues with this. And we want to kind of go through all of them. And then at the end of this thing, we're going to come down and give you the time periods that I think you're going to really want to know how long should I be somewhere to make one better than the other. And so that's where we want to go with this. So we're talking about buying versus renting. Buying is a permanent residence. It is a permanent place for you to stay. It is where you can live, and you can live there the rest of your life if you want to. Renting is temporary. You've got to live somewhere, so renting is a temporary solution to a permanent problem. The good side of that is that you're mobile. If you get tired of your neighbors, if you get tired of living in the same place, if you want to move to another country, whatever you want to do, you are able to move with very little headache or issues. You can just up and move. So that really goes heavily on the renting side. The other issue is, can you make it yours? And with buying, yes, you can. You can change colors, you can change structure, you can add on, you can do a pool, you can do whatever you want to do, change the yard. Buying is the perfect situation for being able to make it yours and adapt it to your own environment. When you rent, you're renting someone else's property. They're not going to let you change it. Maybe a color or two, but there's no structural changes. There's no adding rooms or making it larger or however you want to do that. So when you're renting, you are limited as to how you can make it your own. So that's definitely a plus for the buying side. When you buy something, you lock in your cost. You are locking in for the rest of your life, if you want to what you're paying. So 2019, 2020, whatever year you bought that home, that is the cost that you're going to pay for that home forever. So you get to lock that cost in. Houses and appreciate, materials appreciate in cost. So if you rent for 5 years and then you decide to buy, you're going to pay 2025 cost rather than 2019 cost. So it's very important to think about you lock into your cost. The other side of that is, if you rent, you're always going to be seeing rents increase. If you want to improve your place, if you want to make your residence a nicer facility, you're going to pay more rent. These rents go out. You never have any type of investment, so to speak. When you purchase something, you do have that investment side of it. On the renting side, you're just spending money that is going away from you and that will never come back. So the rents will go up. You do lock in your costs. That's a big favor on the buying side. On the buying side, there's a down payment. Normally, down payments are 5 to 20%. That money is taken, put into that home. It accumulates only by what that home appreciates by. But as we know, there are costs involved as far as the year-to-year maintenance and upkeep of that home. So that down payment is really going to sit stagnant there. It's not going to really do anything. Whereas if you're renting, you get to keep that down payment. It can stay in your back pocket. It can stay at your bank. It can stay in an investment. It can do other things for you rather than be sitting in those walls or in that roof or in that wiring of that house, because that's where you're investing your down payment at if you decide to buy. Now, when you buy a home, you are creating an asset. It is a contract that you sign. You are purchasing an asset. And so that asset is growing. That asset is yours to do what you want to with. Hopefully you'll appreciate it and make it greater rather than let it get run down. That's the whole purpose of buying somewhere, is to make things better, to be a creator of a greater asset. So you do have that asset that you're creating. The renting side, you obviously don't have an asset. You are not doing anything but paying rent and living in that environment. Let's see, with creating that asset, you do have expenses. The expenses are taxes. Taxes will continually go up. You have insurance. That insurance is liability insurance. That insurance takes care of that home in event of a storm, in event of a fire, in event of anything that can go wrong, or if someone gets hurt at your home. So you have to pay for this insurance to be able to protect that asset. There's upkeep. Roofs get leaky. Air conditioners go bad. There are varieties of things. Bugs eat houses up. So we have upkeep that we have to do to our position of buying that we do not have to do in our position of renting. We actually don't have any expenses. So from a money standpoint, we don't have a down payment and we don't have any expenses when we rent on keeping this place up, okay? The only option as far as an expense goes would be content insurance. You can purchase that if you want to. You don't have to, depending on the values of your contents, okay? Now, with the mortgage, if you decide to get a mortgage, you will have interest to pay on that mortgage. The interest that you're paying does come with a tax deduction. So you do get your tax deduction, and on a rent, obviously the government doesn't give you any breaks or does any favors for you when you're renting. So there are no tax deductions when you rent. So those are the emotional and somewhat financial issues that I think people go through in trying to decide. Obviously, if we can help you, you're going to get our number. You know how to get in touch with us through our website. These are items that we would like to discuss or give you more information on. Now, the final part of this is, what's the best time frame? How long should we stay there to make it worthwhile to rent? How long should we stay there to make it worthwhile to buy? And so what we found in all of our calculations and all of our numbers, we're not going to take you through all of that because you don't want to sit and wait on all that. But if you're going to stay here from 0 to 3 years, renting is what you want to do, because that is the easiest, most efficient way to house yourself for 0 to 3 years is to rent. If you are going to purchase a home, you want to make sure you're going to be there from 7 years forward. Economically speaking, 7+ years makes it worthwhile to put that down payment down, to go through the contracting of the home, to go through the financing of the home, however you want to do that, buying insurance, buying taxes, getting your tax deductions. All those things come together if you're going to live here for 7+ years, okay? If you are going to do this for only 4 to 6 years, it doesn't matter. It's an even wash. Buying versus renting, if you know you're going to be in a place for around 5 years, either one is effective from an economic standpoint. Emotionally, it may mean something different to you. Emotionally, you have to weigh these out, but if you know where you're going to be in the time frame that you're going to be there, you can look at renting from 0 to 3. Doesn't matter from 4 to 6. But 7+, it pays for you to buy it. I'm Doug with Maximum Wealth. Thanks for joining us. Get in touch with us. Let us help you. And thanks for joining us today.